Have you ever just stopped and wondered what really separates a life of success from one of failure? Or a life filled with happiness from one that's just miserable? Well, today, we're going to dive into some of the core ideas from the classic book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, because it offers a really fascinating answer to those exact questions. The book kicks off with these huge, universal questions. Why is one person confident and another is just riddled with anxiety? How come one person seems to achieve all their dreams while someone else just struggles and struggles? These aren't just philosophical questions, right? They hit home for all of us. And the book argues that the answer has nothing to do with luck or your circumstances. So what is the answer? Well, it's actually surprisingly simple, but at the same time, it's incredibly profound. It's all about understanding the way two different minds inside of you are constantly working together or sometimes against each other. All right, so let's get right into it. This whole philosophy, this entire framework is built on this idea of our two minds. So what are they? The book gives us this brilliant metaphor to make it easy to understand. Think of your entire mind as a ship. Your conscious mind, that's the captain on the bridge. It's the part of you that reasons, analyzes the situation, and makes the big decisions. It gives the orders. But your subconscious mind, that's the crew down in the engine room. They don't analyze or question the orders. They just carry them out, controlling all the complex machinery that makes the ship go. And this is the absolute key to everything. The crew in the engine room, your subconscious, will take you wherever the captain tells them to go. So if the captain, your conscious mind, is constantly feeding it ideas of fear or doubt or failure, well, the subconscious just accepts those orders as true. It gets to work making them your reality. It doesn't argue, it doesn't debate, it just does what it's told. So the big question is, how does the captain actually communicate with the crew in the engine room? Well, the whole process works through one incredibly powerful mechanism: suggestion. In this way of thinking, a suggestion is really just any idea or thought that you allow your conscious mind to accept. The moment your conscious mind says, yep, that's true, that idea gets sent down to the subconscious, which immediately starts working to bring it to life. And this is where it gets kind of wild. Your subconscious mind doesn't have a filter for logic or truth. It's like fertile soil. It'll grow any seed you plant, whether it's a flower or a weed. The book uses this great example of a hypnotist telling someone they're Napoleon, and the person immediately starts acting like him. Why? Because their subconscious accepted the suggestion, even though it's totally false. And that's why you have to remember, it cannot take a joke. Here's a perfect little story from the book that shows this in action. Imagine a guy on a ship feeling perfectly fine. Then someone comes up to him and says, "Wow, you look really pale. I bet you're gonna get seasick." Now the passenger starts thinking about it, his own little fears pop up, and his conscious mind accepts the suggestion. That order gets sent down to the crew, and what do you know? A little while later, he's actually seasick. The suggestion literally became his reality. Okay, so hearing that might sound a little alarming. If suggestions from other people can have that much power, what do we do? Well, here's the good news. The most powerful suggestions are the ones you give yourself. And that brings us to the really practical techniques you can use to start directing your own subconscious. This is called autosuggestion, which is really just a fancy word for self-suggestion. It's all about you consciously and deliberately choosing the thoughts and ideas you want to plant in your subconscious. Instead of letting random negative thoughts from yourself or others take over, you're the one deciding what goes into the soil. You're planting seeds of health, of confidence, of success. Let's look at a powerful case study from the book to see how this works. There was this talented young singer who kept bombing her auditions because of terrible stage fright. Her conscious thoughts were basically a stream of negative auto-suggestions, things like, "I'm so scared, they're not gonna like me." And her loyal subconscious was just obeying those orders, creating all the physical symptoms of fear. So to fix this, she followed a really simple 3-step routine. 3 times every day, she'd find a quiet spot, relax her body, and just get into a calm, sleepy state. See, when your body is relaxed, your mind is much more open to new ideas. Then, she would just slowly repeat a specific affirmation. And this is crucial, she did it consistently, especially right before bed, which is when the subconscious is most receptive. So what did she tell herself? Notice, she didn't fight the fear. She didn't say, "I'm not scared." Instead, she replaced it. She calmly and with a real feeling affirmed the exact opposite of her fears. She was giving her subconscious brand new orders. And get this, after just 1 week, she walked into an audition and gave a fantastic performance, totally poised and confident. Okay, here's another quick story that shows a similar technique, but this one's more about visualization. There was a university student who saw this beautiful travel bag in a shop window. She really wanted it, but her immediate thought was, I can't afford that. But then she remembered a lesson from the book. Never finish a negative statement. So she caught herself. She immediately flipped that thought around from, I can't afford it, to, that bag is mine. I accept it mentally. She didn't stress about how she'd get it. She just accepted it in her mind's eye and felt that feeling of happy expectation. And this is the crazy part. That very same evening, her fiancé showed up and gave her the exact same bag as a gift. So as we've seen, the core idea here is that your thoughts, your mental images, they're not just passive things floating around in your head. No, they are the active, creative force that is literally shaping your life and your experiences. This quote really just sums the whole thing up perfectly, doesn't it? Your outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. You become what you think about most of the time. And this isn't about some kind of magical wishful thinking. It's about the deep, consistent thought patterns that you're constantly impressing on your incredibly powerful subconscious mind. So let's just quickly recap the big ideas to take away from all this. First, remember your subconscious mind is your servant, not your master. It just accepts whatever your conscious mind tells it is true. Second, you always have the power to choose what you think about. So choose health, choose happiness. Third, you gotta watch your words. Never let a negative statement like I can't be the final word. Flip it immediately. And finally, just remember that your thoughts are the blueprint for your life. And that really just leaves us with one last powerful question to think about. If your mind truly is the blueprint, if your thoughts and your beliefs are the actual architectural plans for your reality, what are you building?